Hello, and welcome to What is Crypto? I'm Matt, and this is Crypto. Today we're going to be talking about Kaspa, ticker signal KAS. In the video, I'll go through some Kaspa charting, looking at Bitcoin dominance, how Bitcoin is traveling, looking at the Kaspa Bitcoin pairs, and looking at general performance of the altcoin markets with current trends and a couple of catalysts coming up. So if that sounds like it could be for you, then smash that like button, drop a comment down below. Let me know how much you like Kaspa. Let me know if you hold Kaspa. Let me know if you want to buy Kaspa. Or hey, just say hi if you want. I appreciate all your comments. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Now let's get into it. So we have had some negative price action since mid-Feb. However, before we get too concerned, note that Kaspa, like pretty much all cryptos, follows Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has been trading down in the last couple of months. Multiple projects have had dips of up to 80%, and Kaspa has retraced around 45%. So I'm not too concerned with how much it's retraced at all. If you look at the overall trend on the weekly, we are still trading up and to the right, which is what we like to see. If you go back to the daily, you can also note that we are forming a descending triangle, and we're forming a pretty familiar looking pattern. So if you go back to not our most recent price pump, but the price pump before, you can see that we also were forming a similar pattern. Now, if you get your drawing tool out, you can see that we have almost an identical descending triangle pattern forming. Now, we did have a couple of outliers where we performed above it, but by and large, we traded within this range. Now, I am very bullish on Kaspa long term, but I really want to see Bitcoin flip its current trend. So looking at Bitcoin, now it's always important to look at Bitcoin when you're looking at any altcoins, as by and large, most altcoins do follow Bitcoin. So looking at Bitcoin, we are forming a pretty large bull flag overall, but also looking at more of a short time frame, I'm really watching where our next lows going to be. If these are our lows and we don't break below it, then we are starting to print higher lows. So what we want to see is we want to see us start to print higher highs and higher lows. Now looking at Bitcoin, we have some really key support ranging from about the 61k mark all the way down to 59. If this is another low and our high is above this level, then I think we could start seeing a pretty bullish pattern. It could look something along the lines of this, with a higher high formed, a retest of that previous higher high, and then progression to the upside. Now, I think we will be met with some resistance if that is the case at around the 73k mark. Also, if we don't form a higher high here, then I think we could easily sweep out the 61k level. So what I really think is important at this stage is to really just watch what Bitcoin's doing. I wouldn't be touching leverage till we clear the 73k mark. Yes, you will miss your best entry price to long Bitcoin. However, you don't risk being chopped up. If you had have longed in most places over the past 3 weeks and hadn't been pretty stringent with your stop losses, then you would have been chopped up. So that is kind of what I am watching out for. I'm also looking at Bitcoin dominance. So quick look at the overall Bitcoin dominance. So this is on the monthly. Looking at Bitcoin dominance, what we can see is after the halving, it takes roughly 6 months before Bitcoin dominance has a sharp decrease. It was very similar in 2016 and very similar in 2020, and we have just had our Bitcoin halving now. Now, what Bitcoin dominance decreasing indicates is that even though the price of Bitcoin increases after the halving, Bitcoin dominance decreasing just really means that altcoins begin to outperform Bitcoin. So we can see that in 2016, at around the 1st of March, that was when we started having massive movement to the downside of Bitcoin dominance, and that really indicated the start of altcoin season. You can have a look at Ethereum and how Ethereum was trading on the 1st of March in 2017. You can see that that was one of our first big green candles, and that really indicated the start of altcoin season. So just another interesting thing to take note of. I think Bitcoin dominance is very underutilized, and I think it's an important tool to add to our arsenal. So what we can deduce from that is that it does take a little while after the halving before altcoin season starts. So I am not too concerned if we don't have massive outperformance of altcoins at this stage. Now you can also do the Kaspa Bitcoin pairs, which compares the strength of Kaspa relative to Bitcoin. We can see that we have been trending down since the 18th of November. Now, although that isn't ideal as Bitcoin has been outperforming Kaspa, it is to be expected before altcoin season really kicks off, and we were pretty spoilt with how Casper performed prior to that. What I want to watch for is Casper to reclaim this level and then Casper to begin outperforming Bitcoin. As at the end of the day, if we're not outperforming Bitcoin, what are we really doing? We're probably backing the wrong horse. But I do expect Casper to start to outperform Bitcoin, and I do think we are nearing the bottom of bleeding versus Bitcoin. We can also look at Bitcoin dominance on the shorter time frame, and we can see that Bitcoin dominance has actually increased a small amount over the past week. I think we're probably going to chop around a bit for a few months up to that 6-month mark before we really do have that sharp decrease and the onset of altcoin season. Now I'm trying to go through things pretty rapidly, so if in future you want me to slow down and talk about things more, just let me know in the comments section. I'd be open to all kinds of feedback. Just trying to cover as much as I can and keep it short and sweet so you guys don't get too bored of listening to me waffle on. Back to the Casper chart, I do think we have a lot to be bullish about. I really still do like our entry price at anything under that 11-cent mark. I think as soon as we break to the upside of this, if history repeats, we should have some pretty explosive price movement. Now, I love what I'm hearing on social media. I'm hearing a lot of people calling Casper a stable coin, saying that Casper's dead, saying that Casper has no use case, no utility. It is a stone, it is a pump and dump, it is a rug, it is all kinds of things. However, one thing that is great about hearing all of that is that retail is usually wrong, and that usually indicates a local bottom. But that's just my 2 cents and my thoughts on the market at the moment. So to recap, looking at Bitcoin, we can see that we are in an overall bull flag. However, we are probably going to chop around between the 73k mark and the 61k mark until either of those ranges are broken. What we want to watch for is higher lows and higher highs. Now that trend would look something along the lines of this. Now it's really important that we do retest the prior level of resistance before trending up, and do note that we probably will have some level of resistance around all-time highs at that 73k mark. Once we can break through that level of resistance, retest it, and then ascend, I think we're going to have a pretty explosive move to the upside. And that's when I think Bitcoin dominance is really going to start to decrease. And that's when I think altcoin season is going to start taking off. So that is my 2 cents for the day. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe. If you've got any benefit at all from the video, please drop a comment down below. Like the video, it really helps me so much. I'm doing all of this for free. None of it is paid. Obviously, I don't take any paid sponsorships. One, because my channel is absolutely tiny and no one would want to pay me for my time, but also because I am pretty against that. I don't think morally it's the right thing to do, to be shilling things that you don't believe in for monetary gain, especially if it's going to be at the expense of people that are supporting you. So people that are supporting me, I want to support them back. Also going to open up a Discord. It is going to be free to join. It's just going to be my thoughts. So if you just want to have a chat to me, reach out or anything, I'll leave a link to my Discord below. I'm only just starting it up, so it is very new. There's minimal info or alpha in it yet, but I do want to grow a community and I want to be able to chat to a lot of you. I see some fellow Australians in the comment section, which I love. I also see people from all around the world sharing the Casper love, and I do love that as well indeed. That'll wrap it up for today. Thanks for sticking around to the end, and check out my Discord if you would like. Yeah, hopefully see you there or back in the comment section soon. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, and I'll catch you in the next one.